All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Invocation, Mr. Byron, please, sir.
Heavenly Father, please bow the heads and close the eyes. Our precious and holy Father, we come to you right now, my Father, just to say thank you. We thanking you, my Father, because you allowed us to see another day. Then during that day, my Father, you kept your loving arms of protection around us. We ask that you govern this meeting, my Father. Let us do things decent, right, and in order. And as we leave this place, but never from your presence, my Father, ask that you give us all traveling grace so we can make it back to our various destinations without any hurt, harm, or danger. We ask all this in your daughter's son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen, amen. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Steve, you want to lead us in the pledge? Sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Chuck Ashby. Katie Chasson. Here. Brad Core.
Here.
Jeff Dorey. Here. Dickie Lachele. Here. Vernon Martin. Sandy Marks. Here. Samuel Reggie. Here. Byron Wilridge. Here.
Thank you, ma'am. Appearances. We don't have any appearances, I don't think. Agenda amendments. I have a couple of agenda amendments. You have in your packet separate a change order for CSRS for the Park and Pavilion project. Change order number 1 found at amount of $19,953.47 with a time extension of 16 days. This is for some drainage, storm drain repairs that need to be done along First Street. Some of the original brick catch basins and culverts, as they were uncovered, some of them covered with dirt, but as they were uncovered, found to be in some of the original state and deplorable conditions. So while that contractor is on scene doing work for the pavilion, we might as well just let them do that storm drain work there. So I'd entertain a motion to amend the agenda for that item, offered by Alderwoman Marks.
Second.
Second by Alderman Core. Roll call, please.
Chuck Ashby. Yes. Katie Chasson. Yes. Brad Core.
Yes.
Jeff Dorey. Here. Dickie Lachele.
Yes, yes.
Vernon Martin. Sandra Marks. Yes. Samuel Reggie. Yes. Byron Wilridge.
Yes. Thank you all for being here also. Another amendment is to appropriate $12,000 to the street department for another bucket truck. As you heard Wesley last week, the large bucket truck we have is quite old, and the fire department has had to rescue our street department employee out of that bucket a few times already. And the one that is used every day for tree trimming and hanging flags and banners and doing things around the city has been down for probably a couple of weeks now, and we've been unable to use it. And I spoke with Mr. Willie with Clico, and they do have a used bucket truck that they're willing to sell for $12,000. So I'll ask that we amend the agenda to appropriate the funds for the street department for the to purchase the used bucket truck from Clico for the street department.
I so moved.
Offered by Alderman Core, second by Alderwoman Chasson. Roll call, please.
Chuck Ashby.
Here and yes.
Katie Shasso. Brad Core.
Yes.
Jeff Dorey. Dickie Lodgley. Vernon Martin. Sandy Marks. Samuel Reggie. Byron Woolridge.
All right. Any other agenda amendments? Anybody else got anything else? All right, appointments. We have an appointment. I would like to introduce Mr. Michael Landry, as many of you know him. Mike has been helping us along the way the past year or more, actually, almost 2 years now. Working alongside of Tom, and Tom's official retirement date is April the 1st of 2025. And so I would ask that Mike Landry would be appointed as city attorney for the city of Crowley effective April 1st, 2025.
I so move.
Offered by, which one was first? Alderman Cord, second by Alderman Martin, you want that second? There you go. Second by Alderman Martin. Discussion? I do want, and I don't want to call him out. Yes, sir.
Mike, ain't that ironic? What were you and I talking about today? That's no, what's understood, never have to be explained.
Mike has helped us on numerous occasions, actually handled a lot of situations aside of Tom. We kind of gave him some of the things to do on his own, and Tom didn't even deal with them. And I want everyone to know that now, as long as Chuck isn't watching this meeting, but Mike Landry has not charged the city of Crowley one red cent for 2 years now. And so he has always been there for us, helped us. He's been there alongside of Tom helping, and our city owes a great bit of gratitude to Mike for all of the help and being so patient, and being there with us for all that time. So thank you, Mike, for all that time and all the work you did.
I'd like to say just 3 things. So first of all, thank you. Number 2, if I'm not mistaken, my wife's here, so don't appreciate you saying that I've been working for free, because she's not very happy about that.
She didn't hear us.
And I just wanted to take a minute to recognize Tom. I think Tom has given of himself for many, many, many years now for the city of Crowley. I think he's done a great job. I think he has a wealth of knowledge. I think that there's been times where, he didn't take as much credit as he could have for some things that went well, and probably took more blame for things that didn't. And I'd just like to recognize him and say I appreciate everything that he's done, and congratulations on his retirement.
Yeah, I'll tell you all that I called on a few of our ladies to help me with planning a retirement celebration for Tom, and he respectfully refused, as I expected him to. He doesn't want any kind of recognition, but Tom did 45, 46-ish years as a city attorney, and Tom's always told me, he said, Mayor, he said, my job is to advise you, give you my opinion on how to handle things. He says, your decision is your decision. He said, I can't make the decision for you. He said, it's always just my opinion. And he certainly has done our city some great things. So give him a call whenever y'all have time, and tell him thank you. We need a vote. Do we need a roll call vote? Let's do a roll call vote.
Chuck Ashby. Katie Chasson. Brad Core.
Yes.
Jeff Dorey. Dickie Lodgeling. Vernon Martin. Sandy Marks. Samuel Reggie. Byron Woolridge. Unanimous.
Thank you all. Okay, approval of minutes for the regular council meeting held on February 18th, 2025, offered by Alderwoman Marks, second by Alderman Dorey. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Mayor's report, sales tax chart. I didn't even get to look at that today. Sales tax chart, we're about even from last year. Last year was 701,017. This year 702,563. So holding steady. The sewer user fee is down a little bit from February of last year, but holding steady. Status report on audit findings is in your, and this is the previous audit findings. This is the current audit findings, okay. So we have, okay. This is the 2024 audit findings, the status report on those. And then you have your budget actual comparison as of February 25. Do you all have that? Okay. All right. Real quick, in the mayor's report, I was asked about the fluoridation election, and if it was going to be on the ballot and when it was going to be on the ballot. Mike actually did some research on it, and for it to be on, you wanna update on that?
So, if you have connections of over 5,000 people, you have to have a vote. So you have to have a proposition and a vote. We had investigated putting it on the ballot in May, but there were no other elections at that time, so we would have had to pay the full cost of that, which was $28,700. So we elected not to do that. The next two dates are, I think, October 11th and November 15th. So I'm guessing we'll probably do it on October 11th. We're going to get an estimate on costs on both of those as well, just to see where we fit best. And from there, it's just a matter of noticing the election and running the various advertisements, having the Secretary of State approve the proposition, and we'll get it done.
Has anybody heard anything about a statewide cut on fluoridation, Mr. Martin?
I got it on good authority that the president's about to do a CR on it. The new Kennedy, it's about to go nationwide, that they're gonna do away with it.
I thought I heard something. I didn't know if it was statewide or what,
No,
but
I think there's two state legislatures that are proposing a statewide ban.
okay, all right. And so maybe we might be able to get away with it and they ban it statewide. We ain't got to pay for it, but we're certainly going to look at the October election to put it on there. Mr. Ashby?
If for some reason they don't do a ban, will we have something that's advertised on why, what the vote is up for, what it's actually doing? Because I don't want people to go in not knowing, not being educated.
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I talked to Loco the other day again and about other stuff, and that was something that come up in conversation. And, you know, those employees have to wear Tyvek suits, latex gloves, respirators, to add the fluoride to the water system. It's unbelievable. The skull and crossbones on the bags of the product. I don't understand it. But anyway, So we're looking in October, we're gonna visit that one, so. It is, we haven't forgotten about it, we're just trying to get the best deal out of it. Okay, standing committee reports, Public Works, Alderman Dore, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Public Works Committee convened Tuesday, March 11th, 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. Under action items, there were no action items. Non-action items, Public Works Director Albert John presented his monthly reports. Street Commissioner Wesley Jacobs presented his monthly report. City Engineer Tim Mader presented a monthly report, the engineer's report, which had no action items for the council to consider. With no further business to come before Public Works, the committee recessed.
Thank you, sir. Let's see, Utility, Alderman Martin, please.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I want to thank you, Mayor, for helping us out last night with the skating.
It's always fun.
Yeah. Believe it
Yes,
or not,
sir.
the mayor was making pole boys. Well, he was pulling them out the ice chest.
Yeah, I didn't make them, you made them.
I just, hey. Okay, Utility Committee convened on, oh, Lord, I was about to say it was. Tuesday, March 11th at 5 p.m. over here at council chambers. We had a quorum present. On the action items, a motion was made by myself and second by Alderwoman Sandy Marks to approve MWPP resolution and annual audit. Motion carried, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Martin, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And if y'all think back, Jeff, I always had a problem with that MWPP. You remember that? All right, let's see. Under non-action items, wastewater superintendent Tim Crater presented his monthly report, and city engineer Tim Mader presented the monthly report, his monthly engineering report. There will be no further business to come before Utility Committee. The committee recess.
Thank you, sir. Recreation Committee, Alderman Ashby, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Recreation Committee convened Tuesday, March 11th at 5 p.m. in a council chamber, and a quorum was present. Under action item, Alderman Chuck Ashby made a motion, and that was seconded by Alderman Dicky Lachele to amend the agenda to allocate $5,000 to purchase new skates for the Martin Luther King Center. A roll call, and all were in favor. Alderman Byron Rillridge made a motion that was seconded by Alderman Chuck Ashby to allocate $5,000 to purchase of the skates for the Martin Luther King Center, and the motion carried, and I so move.
Okay, we don't have to vote on that either.
We don't have to vote on either?
It's gotta be approved in
The next one.
Revenue and Finance, yes.
Okay, perfect. Under non-action items, Recreation Director Zach Duyon presented the monthly Recreation Department report. City Engineer Tim Mader presented the monthly report, and he had no action items. There was nothing else to come before the Recreation Committee. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Smokey Wheeler, he would like to move the skating from Friday evening to Mondays from 6 to 8, and it was agreed upon. Alderman Vernon Martin asked if the Recreation Director, Zach Duyon, about the walking track at Martin Luther King Center. Mayor Mosso told Alderman Martin that Mr. Duyon does not have the authority to make that decision, and that would have to be voted on by the council. There was no further business to come before the Recreation Committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, sir. Zoning Annexation, Alderman Reggie, please.
Thank you. Zoning and Annexation Committee convened Tuesday, March 11th, 2025, 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. Under action items, a motion was made by myself and seconded by Alderwoman Sandy Marks to award a construction contract for the Lawrence Acres Drainage Improvements Project in accordance with the letter of recommendation to low bidder COD Construction of LA LLC at the base bid price of $1,348,700 $677.19, or 1348677.19, to be sent to Revenue and Finance Committee. Motion carries, and I guess we'll push that to,
Yeah, I don't think it came to me, though.
Yeah, we can,
okay, well then I'll go ahead and move.
offered by Alderman Reggie, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Under non-action items, City Engineer Tim Mater presented the monthly report, engineer's report. Alderman Chuck Ashby asked about traffic lights at VFW Drive and Parkinson Avenue. Tim Mater said that DOTD is working on improvements at that intersection. Samuel LaBeouf with Rice Belt Distributors located on 2nd Street told the council that an alley alongside of his business is owned by the city. His business has kept up the alley by putting rocks on it when necessary for the last 40 years. He came to the council to ask to purchase the alley from the city, and the mayor said that they would look into the purchase of the alley. And there was no further business to come before Zoning and Annexation Committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety, Alderman Core, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Safety Committee convened Tuesday, March 11th, 2025 at 5 p.m. in the council chambers, and a quorum was present. Under action items, Alderman Byron Wildridge made a motion, and it was seconded by Alderman Jeff Dorey to approve the request from Police Chief Hebert to authorize the purchase of a recorder in the amount of $16,273 to log Police Department telephone and radio communications. The existing recorder is out of service and needs to be replaced. The motion carried. However, at this time, I don't believe that we need to move forward with the motion as indicated in item 4 under the non-action items.
Yes, sir.
Other action items we have on the agenda that did not go to committee, to approve the renewal and new applications for 2025 beer and liquor licenses as listed below. The renewals include Sharon's Grill LLC for a 2025 Class A retail beer and liquor permit, Southside Cajun Kitchen LLC for a 2025 Class A retail beer permit, and Cake Bar for a 2025 Class A retail beer permit. And I so move.
Offered by Alderman Core, second by Alderman Ashby. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alderman Reggie recused himself.
Under new applications, an action item to approve Silver Investments LLC for a 2025 Class B packaged beer and a Class B packaged liquor permit, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Core, second by Alderman Martin. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alderman Reggie recused.
Under non-action items, Chief of Police Troy Hebert presented his monthly report. Fire Chief Louis Romero presented his monthly report. City Inspector Tony Duhon was not present. Mayor Monsell presented the City Inspector's report. Mayor Monsell stated that Chief Hebert's request to purchase a recorder did not need to be voted on because he has a budget and can spend the money in that budget without going to the council. The request should have been a discussion item. The chief was just making the council aware that he needed to purchase this equipment. The council discussed enforcement of Section 14-2 weight limits of vehicles on city streets and prohibition of certain vehicles on city streets by police and code enforcement departments. The council wants to make sure this ordinance is being enforced. It was suggested to put a notification on the vehicle for the first offense, and after the first offense, it should be towed. The council discussed individuals camping in restrooms of the MLK Center's attached pavilion and securing the overhead door to prevent entry when the park is closed to the public. The mayor said the overhead door should be closed and locked when the MLK building is closed. This would make it safe for other citizens who use these restrooms. The council discussed filing of property condemnations approved by the city council within the public records of the Acadia Parish Clerk of Court. The mayor said that the department will have a meeting to decide what steps need to be taken by each person from the department. Mrs. Teresa Richard spoke to the council about blight. She said that the mayor and council promised in their campaigns that they would work on getting blight in our city taken care of, and they have not done it. She went on to say that it is unsafe, and the city is not attending to this issue in a timely manner. Attorney Michael Landry told Mrs. Richard that because the city was trying to secure a grant to help property owners with the cost of demolition of the blighted properties, this slowed down the process. This effort was in the best interest of the citizens, but unfortunately, it did not work out. The mayor invited Mrs. Richard to spend a few work days with him because his office has nothing to hide. There was no further business to come before the committee, and the meeting closed.
Mr. Martin? Yes, sir.
Let's see, I'm getting my thoughts together. Everybody familiar with the brickyard over in Baton Rouge, correct? Well, years ago, I remember I had brought it up to the council, and people were saying, man, we don't need to buy no bricks. I said, well, it's not that kind of place. But anyway, with my nonprofit, we used to go, and we know 90% of stuff over there is other people's junk. But, you know, when somebody's home burned down or what have you, they need an ice box, and, you know, somebody want $100, you bring them 10, it's yours, but you know you're taking a chance. Mayor and council, I called them up, and for those of you who don't know, my 501c3 project Step by Step had a name change on it, and good riddance with that. As you know, once you become president, CEO on a 501c3, it's for life. Okay, it's written on that, you know, can't be changed, whatever. Well, it had a certain person there, I needed that person's name off of there. Y'all can probably guess who I'm talking about, but anyway, this person was the secretary treasurer. I didn't know I had to go through the hoops to do this, but anyway, what happened, I went to the Secretary of State and we got everything straight. The reason why I'm holding down, ladies and gentlemen, my jaw is killing me, but well, make a long story short, I was one of the signees over there, you know, just like the city of Crowley. And what I'm asking the council to do, Mayor, I have some people that they really need furnishing and all this other good stuff, and me and the chief was talking. And they got a few things over there that these people can use. And I'm just asking, there's no obligation with it that my name be put on. The reason why they ask you who can come in or whatever, they keep up with the city's buying, okay? I mean, they know they got nothing but most of the junk they have over there is junk. But, you know, somebody's junk is somebody's treasure, you know? So that's what I'm asking Chief, Mayor, I don't know what's the procedure with that, because like I said, this was back when Mayor Delahousie was in office. But, and I've been on there for a while. But like I said, since I'm doing another application with my nonprofit, they got to give me another number and everything. Okay, I even have to write why I want this person off or whatever. Just to sign off to, because I'm always in Baton Rouge, okay? And I'll call different people. I need an ice box. I'm just using an ice box, for instance. I'll go there, they might have one for $10, okay? And I just get it, you know? And I'm just asking to be, until I get my 501c3, just to let them know that, you know, I'm from Crowley, what have you. And ladies and gentlemen, there's no obligation with it. Like you told me, the only obligation that I would have if I go with a check for the city of Crowley, okay? That's different. But as a signee, I mean, you go look in there, you could probably stay there all day and might find one thing, you know? But like I say, other people, junk is someone else's treasure. And the reason why I'm asking, and I'm pretty sure y'all know, we had funerals galore this weekend. And there just was no place for people to have the repasses, you know? And I hate to say it, it is what it is. To get the MLK Center, what have you, there's a cost associated with that. So this is what I'm planning on doing. I'm in the works, talking to a certain person with this building. And if we come to a consensus on it, I'm going to rent the building, and I'm going to let people use it, okay, at no charge. I'm not, if it's a funeral, ain't no birthday parties going on, unless it's a baby, 12 on down, I can see that, or the elderly, or what have you. But can I rent the part, having a birthday party, standing on tables? Nope, it ain't happening. Well, it is what it is. People, you know, they tell you one thing, and then you go in there, they have a wrestling match going on. But they have some chairs over there, and that's what I need, chairs. And I've been checking all over the place. And it just so happened the little lady that's there now was there years ago, and she ascended from showing you around to what's what, and now she's the flow general, I guess that's what you call it. They have some chairs. They're all different sizes and all different colors, but you sit down what you sit down on. So that's what I'm trying to get. They're holding it till tomorrow. I thought it was 2 weeks, but they had a public auction this weekend. So a lot of people, got stuff going. So, Mayor, that's all I'm asking, if that's possible. And like I said, it's no legal problem because basically you're buying junk. You're buying as is. So
Okay.
that's where we at right now.
All right. We'll look into the legality of
Right.
having you listed as a buyer.
Did the Miss Teresa lady call you about the?
No, she has not contacted me.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I just want to mention, Step mentioned chairs. The city of Green has a lot of chairs. I think.
I'm working on it.
Okay, good.
I'm working on that for the city of Crowley. Yes.
I was just reminded
Yes.
by Mayor.
Because we
Roach.
certainly could use some more at Martin Luther King. I was there a couple of weekends ago for a wedding, and they had all of the chairs set out, so we can certainly use some more chairs. And so I'm actually working with Mayor and Rain for that. Yes, sir. Anything else? Public safety. All right. Public buildings. Alderman Wilridge, please, sir.
Public Buildings Committee convened Tuesday, March 11, 2025, 5 p.m. in council chambers. There was a quorum present. Under action items, myself made a motion and it was seconded by Alderman Dick Leger to amend the agenda to allow Katie Alomar with Wanda Crowley to speak to the council. I'll say yes in roll call. Alderman Dick Leger made a motion and it was seconded by Alderman Sammy Greggy to have Katie Alomar with Wanda Crowley to speak to the council, and motion carried. Alderman Sammy Greggy made a motion that was seconded by Alderman Dick Leger to have the city of Crowley co-sponsor Acadiana Got Talent in May 2025 by waiving the rental fee for the Rice Theater. Motion carried, and I so move.
Offered by Alderman Wilridge, second by Alderman Reggie. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
On the non-action items, there was none, so public buildings
You have one more,
was saying the same thing.
yes, sir, but you have one more on the agenda, on today's agenda, that did not go to committee.
Under the
To consider approving the application for payment number 4 to Prestige Construction Group LLC for the Urban Park and Pavilion Project in the estimated amount of $70,652.45.
Okay, I apologize. I
No, that's
wasn't looking
fine.
at this.
Yes, sir. So we need a motion for that. Offered by Alderwoman Marks, second by Alderman Martin. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. It's a partial payment, so.
There be no more further business for public buildings, and we recess.
Thank you, Mr. Woodridge. Insurance and Personnel, Alderwoman Marks, please. Yes, sir. Oh, no, we did not. We did add it to the agenda, but that's where it's supposed to go. Not the change order. The change order is gonna be, under public buildings. The change order for CSRS, I'm sorry, not CSRS, Prestige Construction Group, in the amount of $19,953.47 with a time extension of 16 days to replace some subsurface drainage that is original to the site that needs to be replaced. Offered by Alderwoman Marks, second by Alderwoman Chasson. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we're ready for Insurance and Personnel. Alderwoman Marks, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Insurance and Personnel Committee convened Tuesday, March the 11th, 2025, at 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. Insurance and Personnel Committee had no action items. Under non-action items, Alderwoman Sandy Marks spoke about the City of Crowley's policies and procedures, specifically regarding behaviors of employees and elected officials and the standard of conduct. I also reminded the Council of Ethics and Sexual Harassment Training, as well as Ethics and Finance. Our administrative assistant sent out the links to those sites so you all can go and take your training. And remember, after your test, to copy your certificates and send it to the city clerk or to administrative for your records. And there was no further business to come before the committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Community Economic Development, Alderwoman Chasson, please.
Sure. Thank you very much. The Community and Economic Development Committee convened Tuesday, March 11th, 2025, 5 p.m. in the council chambers. A quorum was present. Under action items, Louisiana Community Development Block Grant Resolutions application for 2026 and 27. Alderwoman Katie Chasson made a motion to approve a resolution calling for a public hearing, and it was seconded by Alderman Sammy Reggie. Motion carried. And we need to, and I make a motion, so moved, to call a public hearing.
Offered by Alderwoman Chasson. Seconded by Alderman Martin. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Alderwoman Katie Chasson made a motion to approve a resolution adopting a citizens' participation plan, and it was seconded by Alderman Sammy Reggie. Motion carries, and I so move.
Offered by Alderwoman Chasson, second by Alderwoman Marks. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Alderwoman Katie Chasson reported on many events taking place in Crowley. There was no further action to come before the Community and Economic Development Committee, and the committee recessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Revenue and Finance Committee, Alderman Lachele. Mr. Martin, yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
That's okay. Bowen, you had a chance to talk to the council about the name changes on the streets, or changing at the last meeting?
No.
Okay. What's happening is this. There's some streets. This place goes all the way back to when I was a kid. My family and some people worked there 37 years, you know, and it became a staple in our community. Well, I'm here to tell you, with the new owners or what have you, Peter and David, every time something goes on, they were there. In fact, Mayor, you were at that rally that day.
Yes, sir.
And he didn't want the credit. When we first started talking about building that restroom, this man, out of his own pocket, was ready to pay for it. That was over $100,000 and some thousand. Okay? But God sent John Stefanski, and whoop, there it was, like a check. So we want to honor them, and I spoke to certain people in the community, and we're going to name that John Pack Lane or John Pack Street, which is the one when you go into the driveway heading to the Martin Luther King Center. It'd be Orlando Thomas Drive or Lane, would have O.T. Thomas, jump to the basketball goals. And we have one of the most famous people in our community. You know, God kept this man on earth for over 100 years. And I mean, he's the only person that I know that was both police juryman as well as city council. Because when I stepped off the council, Jeff, you remember that, I personally asked the council to let him sit. And that's Mr. Nelson J. Arsenault. There ain't nothing that this man hadn't done. With Miller Post 504, he was commander for years and years. Anything dealing with St. Teresa Church, he was on top of it. and the street, and talked to, there's two families that live on the street, and I just talked to them about it. Is from that little awkward turn to the stop sign, so it's 1 block.
It's actually West 7th Street from F.L. Johnson
Okay.
to Marcel
Okay,
Thomas.
thank you, okay. And like I say, it's 1 block. His family owns most of it, but the people that's in the other house, and they have no problem with it. So, that, like I said, and there's another one, and God forgive me, I just can't think of it. But, you know, things, and then we.
Sent that to Wesley and Brent, so it's being worked on. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Revenue and Finance Committee, Alderman Lachele, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The Revenue Finance Committee